Can I just find out a bit more about you, who you are, where you came from?
My name is Dana. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Damascus, Syria. I've been living in the UK for 4 years now.
Can you tell me a bit more about what it was like to grow up in Syria?
Growing up in Syria was mainly focused on maintaining normality. So as a child, I had to face a lot of harsh events. So like when I was 8 years old, my family and I we were on a minibus, going. My mum, siblings, and I were going to visit my grandparents. My dad had to go to work, so he went like at a stop. And then as we continued our journey, 2 minutes later, a bomb fell 2 feet away from us, and then my dad sprinted towards us, and then the image of his face, the burnt bodies and all this is like unforgettable. But as I said, life had to go on, so normality was really vital.
And when you say normalities, what was a normal day like in Syria?
So waking up, going to school, coming back, talking to your friends like over WhatsApp or like whatever like social media stuff they're going on. Socially, like it was limited to like there's not a lot of electricity and stuff, but we still can do it.
Tell me a bit more about how your family and friends adapted to the war in Syria.
People adapted so quickly. Like when bombs and shell fell like near the house, and then like the glass was broken, my family would just wait for the dust to settle and then clean and then like continue on living. Also, people were very generous. So like when my house was completely destroyed, my aunt allowed us to stay at hers. And I know a lot of families who welcomed people over, like so they can still have a roof over their heads. Yeah, so generally people were very, very generous.
After all, or whilst this was all going on, you and your family decided that you wanted to move to the UK. So how did that
Mhm.
all end up happening?
To be honest, it was very surprising. My dad made this decision like after what 4 years after the war began. So, and then it was pretty shocking for us, like my mom and my siblings, because he kind of gave up, like he had no more hope in like staying. So he took the hard journey. So he went from Syria to Lebanon to Turkey to Greece, walked across Europe to France, and then he got to the UK by the back of a lorry. And then we followed him a year after, like through a visa and stuff. So
Did you have any kind of difficulties fitting into school in the UK, or?
I had like very little English to start with, like when I joined school. I had zero English when I came to the UK, but Wycombe Refugee Partnership helped us with like throughout, like me and my siblings throughout the summer, so that when I actually started school, I was able to maintain a whole convo.
In school, was it easy to make friends initially? And
Because I was able to keep a convo going, it was easy for me. But I recall that like two people came to Cressex, my old school, and then they had like zero English. And then I thought like, oh my gosh, if that was me, I would literally kind of, fall apart. They couldn't make any friends, and like everyone was reluctant to approach them and talk to them. So it was a bit kind of, feel sorry for them. Also, like, even if you made friends, a lot of them would be reluctant to actually like ask you about what happened or like how you lived.
would you want
Yeah.
them to ask you about it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. Like, it's not something I'm ashamed of, or like it just happened and people. So yeah.
So it sounds like you're relatively happy in the UK, but there must be some
Yeah.
things that you miss about Syria.
I miss my relatives and like the family gatherings and stuff. As I said, my aunt still lives there. So yeah,
Yeah.
my
So,
family mostly.
Dana, thank you so much for speaking to me, and
You're it's okay.
speak soon.